And the first line is E baro karuna karo. Yes. Or, oh, no Pandita. E baro karuna karo Vaishnava Gosai. Kahara nikhate gele papa dure jai. Gangara parasha hoile paschate pavana. Dashane pavitra koro eto Maharabu. Harisane aparare tare harina. Sri Vidyabhusan ki jai, and on the appearance side, Jai Sri Gaṅgā Mata Gosvamini ki jai, and Jai Sri Gaṅgā Mayi ki jai. And about the Ganges, often forgotten, but to be reminded, is in the olden days when we were young, in Navadip Caitanya-caritāmṛta Math, every morning, every evening, devotees paid obeisances to the Ganges. And when they paid obeisances to the Ganges, after the aratis, however many aratis there are, after the parikramas, after obeisances to Tulsi, coming again obeisances to now Gurudev Samadhi, Guru Maharaj Samadhi, the deities, then they will stand as we look at the temple to the right of the temple, and in the alleyway between the temple and the kitchen, they turn around, they face backwards, face the other way, and then they're chanting the prayer to the Ganges. And that prayer is in the new songbook. And we used to chant it every day. Oh, here it is. Sadyaḥ pātaka-saṃhantrī, sadyo duḥkha-vināśinī, sukhadā bhaktidā Ganga, gaṅgaiva paramā. And for some of us, myself included, when we were first in the mat, it was a little while before we understood what they were doing. I thought they were paying obeisances to Guru Maharaj, who at that time was upstairs, like living there upstairs. But facing, because when you face the same way the deities face, then you do face the Ganges. And the Ganges, that verse means, O Ganga, destroyer of sins in an instant, destroyer of sorrow in an instant, giver of happiness, giver of devotion. O Ganga, you are certainly the supreme refuge. And today is Ganga Puja. But in Navadip, we did not go to the Ganges like on Ganga Puja day. It's not that all the devotees go down to the Ganges and bathe. And we think, like always this why not thing. And this is in the time of Guru Maharaj and in the time of Gurudev. What Gurudev gave maintained what Guru Maharaj gave. And that is because the regular people all go to the Ganges, but they basically all are going for mundane benefit. And if we do the same thing and like join the masses to go down there, then they're seeing that, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they're doing the same thing for like mundane benefit. So this way we keep the Ganges like sacred and special. And it was Pundarik Vidyanidhi, was it not, who would not go to the Ganges in the daytime because he couldn't bear to see people brushing their teeth there, washing themselves, all those things, just treating the Ganges as water. And he would go secretly, privately in a way, privately when nobody else was there in the very, very early in the morning, and he'd go down, bow down, take some water on his head. So I may have the wrong person, but may have the right person. Do a little homework by somebody. But this idea that everything depends upon our consciousness. And we all know, who bathed in the Ganges, that buffaloes also bathe in the Ganges in the hot weather. And sometimes they join you in the Ganges because you're bathing there, thinking we're spiritual, and then the buffaloes, who don't look very spiritual, they come and join us in the Ganges and put a little fear of God. Not really. Yeah, fear of our bodily concept of life, because they're big and we are small. But they just go in the Ganges. To them it is heaven, because their black body, buffaloes cannot sweat, apparently, that's what they say. And so the poor buffalo, he's all hot, and he goes in the Ganges, and then like heaven. So he doesn't care for anybody else in there. He's not coming to fight, he's coming just to be in heaven, to cool off. Anyway, Ganges appearance day today, Ganga Mata Goswamini's appearance day today. She looked very briefly, because the clock ticks, and she very briefly, long story, disciple of Haridas in Vrindavan, not Haridas Thakur, but Haridas, great Vaishnava in Vrindavan, whose samadhi is in Nidhuvan, there, very famous place. But she was his disciple, and he sent her to Jagannath Puri for looking after Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's home. We all go to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's home there, where he taught Mahaprabhu for 7 days, and where Mahaprabhu showed his Sadabhuj, six-armed form, to him, and where is the Shweta Ganga right in front, where Ganga Mata Goswamini, she had this dream to go into the Ganges and then into that lake, and then as non-different from the Ganges, so many pastimes, she appeared somewhere else and then came back. Lots of mystic stories, and everyone likes mystic stories. But she was a great personality, and she had that principal service of maintaining Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's home as a very worshipable place where Mahaprabhu had so many pastimes, including, or especially maybe his first arriving in Puri, and then converting the very strong Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to Vaishnavism from the impersonal conception. So anyhow, today is a special day in the calendar, a good day to chant extra things. We've been listening to Guru Maharaj, if we've got the camera. We've been listening to Gurudev, Srila Gurudev this morning, and you can listen to him too, because it's all on the web. We're simply listening to, from the 1st of January, February, March, April, 1st of April 2007, the talk by Srila Gurudev. And we got 18 minutes and 3 seconds into it, but another 25 minutes to go. We'll all try to listen to the remainder of that later today, but everyone can listen at home, anywhere. But try to listen with some concentration. Try to go to Gurudev, give obeisances, sit in front of him, hear his talk. Okay, so now I'm told that we are reading from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, and we are reading in the
Chapter 8, Madhya-līlā.
Chapter 8, so Veda base, no internet. Oh dear, better turn it on. We're in London, where we have high-speed internet, and it will not let us down at all. So we've got our internet, maybe. Let us look and see. Temple, okay, connected. So we're reading from Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta, and I'm in the Veda base, and so Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda. And I have extremely small text. We'll do something about that. And we're in Madhya-līlā, presumably.
96.
Chapter
8.
Chapter 8, Madhya-līlā. So Jai Srila Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī ki Jai, and Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Srila Guru Maharaj ki Jai, and Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, who has given us the Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta and actually everything. He's given us Srila Gurudev, he's given us Srila Guru Maharaj, he's given us Srila Gurudev, he's given us devotional life, he's given us the purports, he's given us Srila Bhakti, Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Baladeva, Vidyabhusan, Vishwanath Chakravarti, all within the purports of Caitanya-caritāmṛta. And he's given us also Bhagavad Gita following the Govinda Bhasya of Baladeva Vidyabhusan, whose disappearance it is today. So all of these things. So we're in chapter number 8 and verse 90.
96, 97.
Verse 96 and 97. So just take a moment to get there. Hare Krishna. Once we're there, we'll be there. But do I have to do it physically? What happened? Oh, I see. 96. Sometimes it's just quicker, isn't it, to verse 96. Why can't I find just 96? Or somebody got the book, maybe. Okay, you can hear me trying to work out how to get there. How to do a search in here to find. It doesn't seem to let me open a search box. Okay? To find verse 96. Okay, tomorrow we'll be ready and know. So now we're on page 96. So we're in the Rāmānanda Samvad, very classic discussion that Srila Guru Maharaj refers to constantly about the gradation of devotional life, gradation of spiritual life. And we are now quoting from 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the gopis and Krishna. So we are well into the Rāmānanda Samvad. Although, so just winding back at one verse or two verses, Rāmānanda Roy is saying, although Krishna's unparalleled beauty is the topmost sweetness of love of Godhead, his sweetness increases unlimitedly when he is in the company of the gopis. Consequently, Krishna's exchange of love with the gopis is the topmost perfection of love of Godhead. And also we find, and really we find, that sometimes the devotees don't actually know who gopis are and gopas are, and we take it for granted. Gopis are the lady cowherders, those who are herding the cows, and the gopas are the men cowherders, and the gopa men, gopa boys. And so this is in Vrindavan in India. And then now 96, following on from that. Oh, so Rāmānanda Roy has been saying these things, and now Maharprabhu says. So 96. Prabhu kohe, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, this is certainly the limit of perfection, but please be merciful to me and speak more if there is more. Thank you very much. Okay, for those of you at home, here is the text in a size it is easy to read. Okay, Rāya kohe, then Rāmānanda Roy said, Iharage puchehe na jane, ettadina nahi jani achaye bhuvane. Rāmānanda Roy said, until this day I did not know anyone within this material world who could enquire beyond this perfectional stage of devotional service, hearing about the gopis and Krishna. And still speaking, among the loving affairs of the gopis, the love of Srimati Radharani for Krishna is topmost. Indeed, the glories of Srimati Radharani are highly estimated in all revealed scriptures. Well, we are coming straight into the Rāmānanda Samvad at a very high place, and this is not, these verses are not for our commenting, rather therefore going through. But Gurudev did say we do not skip the high parts of Caitanya-caritāmṛta when we are doing the parayan, like this, the daily reading. We go all the way through, but not that it's our commenting matter. So, holding on our head now a quotation that Srila Rāmānanda Roy is giving to support his statement about Radharani being the topmost. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnos Tasyaha Kundang Priyang Tata Savagopishu Saivaika Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha, which means, quote, and this is from the Lagu Bhagavatamritam, and by Rupa Goswami, it also appears in Caitanya-caritāmṛta Adi-līlā. Okay. Quote, just as Srimati Radharani is most dear to Krishna, Her bathing place, known as Radha Kund, is also dear to him. Among all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is supermost and very dear to Lord Krishna. And another verse. Another quote. Anayaradito nunang Bhagavan Harir Ishvaraha Yanno Vihaya Govindaha Prito Yam Anuyad Raha. Sorry, Anayad Raha. Raha. Please excuse. Quote, when the gopis began to talk among themselves, they said, "Dear friends, the gopi who has been taken away by Krishna to a secluded place must have worshipped the Lord more than anyone else." And then Prabhu Kohe, Mahaprabhu then said to Rāmānanda Roy, "Age koho shunite pai shuke apurv amrita nadi bahe tomara mukhe." The Lord said, "Please speak on. I am very happy to hear from you because a river of unprecedented nectar is flowing from your mouth." And for those who read Caitanya-caritāmṛta regularly, you know every word here. So now, again, that Bengali, because you heard the translation. Prabhu kohe, age koho, shunite pai shuke, apurva amrita nadi vahe tomma mukhe. Hare Krishna. And still saying that, still Mahaprabhu speaking, continuing after that. Churi kori radha ke nila gopi ganera dare anya peksha hoile premera gadata naspure. During Mahaprabhu speaking still, during the rasa dance, Sri Krishna did not exchange loving affairs with Srimati Radharani due to the presence of the other gopis. Because of the dependence of the others, the intensity of love between Radha and Krishna was not manifest. Therefore, he stole her away. And still Mahaprabhu saying, next verse, if Lord Krishna rejected the company of the other gopis for Srimati Radharani, we can understand that Lord Krishna has intense affection for her. That in Bengali, Mahaprabhu speaking, Radha lagi gopi re jadi shakshat kore tyaga tabe jani radhaya krishnera gara anuraga. Gara, intense, anuraga, affection. Then, hearing this inquiry, then Rāmānanda Roy said, Rāya kohe. What did he say? Please, therefore, hear from me about the glories of Srimati Radharani's loving affairs. They are beyond compare within these three worlds. And that in Bengali, Rāya kohe, Tobe shunna premera mahima tri jagate radha premera nahika uppama. Next, Gopi Gannira Rasa Nritya Mandali Charya Radha Chahi Bani Fire Vilapa Kariya. Finding himself, this is Krishna, finding herself, this is Radharani, finding herself with a capital H, treated equally with all the other gopis, Srimati Radharani displayed her tricky behavior and left the circle of the rasa dance. Missing Srimati Radharani's presence, Krishna became very unhappy and began to lament and wander throughout the forest to search her out. And now giving a quote. This verse and the next verse are two quotes coming from the Gita Govinda, written by Jayadev Goswami. So two verses coming up. Quotes, Kangsarira api sangsara vasana baddha shrinkalam radham adhaya hridaye tatyaja vraja sundarihi. Quote, Lord Krishna, the enemy of Kamsa, took Srimati Radharani within his heart, for he desired to dance with her. Thus he left the area of the rasa dance and the company of all the other beautiful damsels of Braja. He left the area of the rasa dance and the company of all the other beautiful damsels of Braja. And the next verse quoted, being afflicted by the arrow of Cupid and unhappily regretting his mistreating Radharani, Madhava, Lord Krishna, began to search for Srimati Radharani along the banks of the Jamuna river. When he, Krishna, failed to find her, Radharani, he entered the bushes of Vrindavan and began to lament. And that verse in Sanskrit is approximately, we'll do our best, itas tatas tam anushritya radhikam anangavana vranna kinna mannasaha kritanu tapasa kalinda nandini tatanta kunje vishasada madhavaha. Okay, back to Bengali, and Rāmānanda Roy saying, simply by considering these two verses, one can understand what nectar there is in such dealings. It is exactly like freeing a mine of nectar, opening up a mine of nectar. Next verse, although Krishna was in the midst of hundreds of thousands of gopis during the rasa dance, he still kept himself in one of his transcendental forms by the side of Srimati Radharani. Lord Krishna is equal to everyone in his general dealings, but due to the conflicting ecstatic love of Srimati Radharani, there were opposing elements. And then is going to come a quote to substantiate what he's saying, but we'll catch up with the Bengali, saying simply by considering these two verses one can understand. That is, E dui shlokera ata vichari lejani, vicharite uttejena amritera kani. A mine of nectar, a nectar mine. Amritera, of Amrita, kani, mine. Although Krishna was in the midst of hundreds of thousands of gopis during the rasa dance, he still kept himself beside Radharani. Shatakoti gopi sange rasa vilasa tara madhye eka murtye rohe radha pashe. And then the next verse, which was, Lord Krishna is equal to everyone, but due to the conflicting ecstatic love of Radharani, there were opposing elements. Lord Krishna is equal to everyone in his general dealings, but due to the conflicting ecstatic love of Srimati Radharani, there were opposing elements. Okay, I'll let you meditate on that while hearing the Bengali. Sadharana preme deki sarvatra samata Radhara kutila preme hoila vamata. Next verse, now quoting from Ujvala Nilamani. And which part? The Shringara Beda Katana, number 102. Please don't read this book at home. No, really, please don't read this book at home, this Gurudev's quote. So now this is a quote aheriva gati premnaha svabhava kutila bhavet ato heto ahetoscha junnor anmana udanchati. Oh, and the meaning is, the progress of loving affairs between young couples is like the movement of a snake. On account of this, two types of anger arise between young couples: anger with cause and anger without cause. Acha. Next verse in Bengali, and most of you know the first word, krodha. Krodha kori rasa chari gela mana kori. Tare na dekiya vyakula hoila Sri Hari. When Radharani, out of anger and resentment, left the rasa dance, Lord Sri Krishna, not seeing her, became very anxious. Next, the Lord's desire in the Rasa-līlā circle is perfectly complete. The Lord's desire in the Rasa-līlā circle is perfectly complete. But Srimati Radharani is the binding link in that desire. Okay, so samyak sara vasana krishnera Rasa-līlā. Rasa-līlā vasanate radhika shrinkala. Shrinkala, the medium of bondage. Next verse. Taha vinu Rasa-līlā nahi bhaya chitte mandali charya gela radha anveshite. So this is Bengali and this is Rāmānanda Roy continuing. The Rasa dance does not shine in the heart of Krishna without Srimati Radharani. Therefore, he also gave up the circle of the Rasa dance and went out to search for her. And by the way, Abhinava Sundarabhu, if you put that camera on the next level down, it will look better to the audience. It always looks kind of strange looking down on everybody. If you just put it on the shelf there.
Yeah, not so easy to do.
Oh, it's screwed there, is it? Yeah, okay. Just a thought while we think of it. Next verse. Okay, we will stop soon because we have to. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we will stop soon because we have to stop soon, but we've got a suitable place coming up. So still, Rāmānanda Roy saying, next verse, when Krishna went out to search for Srimati Radharani, he wandered here and there. However, not finding her, he became afflicted by the arrow of Cupid and began to lament. Next, Sri Krishna's lusty desires were not satisfied in the midst of hundreds of thousands of gopis, and he was thus searching after Srimati Radharani. We can easily imagine how transcendentally qualified she is. Okay, well, I think now is where we can stop because Maharprabhu now is saying, Prabhu kohe. After hearing this, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Rāmānanda Roy, that for which I have come to your residence has now become an object of truth in my knowledge. So we'll end here. And wonderful things are to come. Beautiful expression by Mahaprabhu. Oh, by Mahaprabhu. And then Rāmānanda Roy responding. Jai. Jai Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta. Anybody has a free day, come. Any day chant Hare Krishna and come to the morning, noon, evening programs in the Bhakti Yoga Institute. Registered charity number 108.
Yeah.
Plus.
466 and 466 is Green Street number.
1080466 and Green Street is 466 Green Street. And registered here, the signing of the deed, everything for the actual purchase, on the day just before Gurudev's disappearance. So many things. So here goes the bookmark. So it's beginning with Prabhu Kohe. The verse we just read tomorrow. Okay, well, we're over time, and we have the loving search for the lost servant here. And just a word to say that sometimes devotees, they think, I'm going to learn Bengali, I'm going to learn Sanskrit, so I can myself get the inner purport of these verses and relish these verses like that with my knowledge of Bengali, my knowledge of Sanskrit. But we are in England, and where English is often spoken, and Guru Maharaj has given all of that purport. He's drawn, if you get to learn perfect Sanskrit, you get to learn perfect Bengali, all the nuances and everything, still you yourself won't come out with the expressions in English that Guru Maharaj comes out with, which is the expression of the verses of Sanskrit and Bengali given in the scripture. And so today we don't have a chance to read because we're over time already, even we've only read one book. But appreciate, just kind of appreciation of what we have in English. It is coming without translation, without having to go to learn other languages or rely on somebody else's learning. We've got in our own international language, if there's one language worth learning, it is the simple English. Sorry for those who have it as a second language. But at least it's simpler to learn English than it is to learn Sanskrit. What do you say? From Rishikesh. From Rishikesh. Family is from Rishikesh. Hare Krishna, as we find out. Hare Krishna. And anyway, we don't have time to chat, but reminded about the Ganges and the mountains very recently, seeing like this blue, it's not just clear water, but clear, like bluish water, like the Ganges coming down when it's not the rainy season. And the Ganges coming down through Rishikesh, coming down through Haridwar. It's not clear, it's not transparent, as in the case of transparent. It's like a light blue, sweet color. We were reminded of that recently, seeing some similar color water flowing from the mountains. Hare Krishna. All right, so Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Srila Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī ki jai. And today, loving search for the lost servant, putting on our heads ki jai. And Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Sri Goswamī Maharaj ki jai. And all of this is being given by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, giving us everything. Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and our Sampradaya. And today, the Disappearance Day of Baladeva Vidyabhusan. We've been hearing about him earlier on. And Srila Prabhupada has given us Srila Baladeva Vidyabhusan and the whole parampara. So to all appreciation to all of our guardians, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. And so now another may sing Hari Haraya Nama Krishna, all verses and with heart. Anything else? You look like expecting something else.
Just waiting for saying.
Oh, prasadam. Ah, okay. So we better chant Hari Haraya Nama Krishna and let the day's variety of seva continue.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Keshavaya Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya.
Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana. Giridhari Govinda Mohana. Giridhari Govinda Mohana. Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Adadhara Shiva Sari Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Rupa Sanatana Bhattara Gunata. Rupa Sanatana Bhattara Gunata. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhattara Sara Gunata. Jai Goshai Kori Charana Vanda. Purana. Echai Goshai Jamui Dhanadasa. Savara Mura Panchagrasa. Andracharana Seve Bhakta-saṃhantrī. Janame Janame Mura Vidyabhusan. Echai Goshai Jabe Bhaje Koilavasa. Radha Jai Shaprikara Shishi Guru Goranga Sundarada Giridhari Ji ki Jai. Om Vishnupada Srila Bhakti Srila Govinda Devi Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupada Srila Bhakti Rakshada Devi Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Chirupanuga Gurvaga ki Jai. Namachar Srila Das Thakur ki Jai. Nanta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Madhusudan Maharaj ki Jai. Jai all Srila devotees ki Jai. Nam Sankirtana ki Jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol.